It was a bright Saturday morning, sunlight spilling between tall apartment buildings. Down in the courtyard, Suji walked with her phone in hand, texting fast, brows knit in worry. If Yoan's car is parked near the apartment, Chien-ho-tae might see us. Her phone buzzed. Should I park in the alley near the apartment? She replied immediately, yeah, if your car keeps showing up, it'll be too obvious. I'll just come out instead. Just as she lowered her phone, she froze. By the crosswalk stood a tiny white dog, its fur gleaming in the sunlight. A stray? Here? Her chest tightened. The little thing wagged its tail once and bolted straight toward the street. Watch out! She screamed, sprinting forward. A taxi roared by, missing her by inches. She grabbed the dog in her arms, gasping for breath. That was way too close. The puppy blinked up at her, completely unbothered. She sighed. You can't just cross roads alone, you know? It tilted its head, eyes sparkling with that, you're keeping me now, right? Look, she groaned. Ooh, fine. You win. Later in a car, Jaehyeon shot her a look. So, you actually brought it. Suji hugged the dog protectively. It almost got hit. We're taking it to the vet. She gave him those pleading eyes, and he exhaled with a small smile. All right, let's go. They pulled into a parking lot and stepped into Heaven Animal Hospital. Taein, Suji exclaimed. The vet smiled warmly. Suji? What happened this time? From behind, Jaehyun's stare sharpened. Taein, wasn't that the guy Mom mentioned? Suji quickly explained, the puppy almost ran into traffic. Taein nodded. Poor thing must have been abandoned. I'll check it right away. Thanks, Taein, she said, relieved. But then he leaned closer, lowering his voice. So, who's the guy behind you? Before she could answer, Jaehyeon stepped forward confidently. Hello, I'm Suji's boyfriend, Seo Jaehyeon. Suji froze. Boyfriend? You're just gonna announce that like it's breaking news? Tyne smiled, amused. So you're the boyfriend. As they left the clinic, Suji sighed. If we leave the dog there, I'll have to see Taeyeon all the time. Still, she couldn't stop thinking about that bold introduction. Reckless but kind of sweet. Even Tyne had reassured her, don't worry, I won't tell your mom. Honestly, I barely remember her number. At home, Jaehyeon asked gently, you really like the dog, huh? Her smile lit up the room. I love it. Let's stay in today so it can get used to the place. Her laughter filled the air, and for a fleeting moment, they looked like a little family. Later, on the couch, she asked, so what should we name it? She ran her fingers through its fur. Cloud, it's so white and fluffy. The puppy barked as if to agree. Cloud it is, Jaehyeon said, chuckling. Suji cooed, Mommy and Daddy will take good care of you, okay? Then froze. Did I just say Mommy and Daddy? Jaehyeon quietly smiled, pretending not to notice, but definitely noticed. That night, Suji lay in bed scrolling through apartment listings. I've been at Jaehyeon so much lately because of Cloud. Maybe it's time I live on my own. But if she suddenly moved near him, her brother would definitely get suspicious. Then her eyes lit up. That's it. The next morning, she found the perfect listing 10 minutes from work, cheap, newly remodeled. Basically screaming main character energy. She marched up to her brother. Chien-ho-tae, we need to talk. He didn't even look up from his phone. She glared. I said we need to talk. He sighed. Okay. What is it? I want to move out. To her shock, he just nodded. You found a place? Show me. Suji blinked. Wait, that's it? No argument? No lecture? Apparently, miracles really do happen. Before lunch the next day, she sat in his car watching the city rush by. I still can't believe he said yes so easily. Her brother smirked. You're getting a free ride to the workshop. At least play some good music. She rolled her eyes. I said I could have taken the bus. Then his phone rang caller ID, Princess. Hotae froze. Oh crap. Suji blanked. Why are you panicking? Who's? A woman's voice blared through the speaker. Hotae, it's me. Have you left already? Suji's eyes widened. Wait, that voice sounds way too familiar. And just like that, her peaceful morning was officially over. No way. Flustered, he stammered, yeah. I'm on my way, but I'm driving now, so drive safe, Hote Tilda. Suji cut in sharply, Hyuna. Have a good day at work. There was a stunned pause. Suji? Oh my gosh. Hote fumbled, mashing buttons. Stupid autoconnect, seriously? Suji turned slowly, arms crossed. Hey, are you dating my best friend? The air thickened. He gripped the wheel tighter. So what if I am? You got a problem with that? She met his glare calmly, her voice low but firm. Be good to her. The car went dead silent except for the hum of the engine. For once, the siblings didn't argue, they just sat there. Two adults pretending not to care but clearly re-evaluating their lives. Minutes later, Hote scratched his neck awkwardly. You're not mad? Suji sighed, keeping her eyes on the road ahead. Why would I be? You're both adults. I'm just surprised you hid it from me. He chuckled nervously. Honestly? That blind date wasn't working out. Then I bumped into Hyuna and wow, she looked amazing. Suji clenched her fist. Okay, thanks for the visual. Just what every sister wants to hear. Still, she smirked. Fine, but if you ever make her cry, you're dead meat. Got it. He said quickly, waving his hands. She leaned back, crossing her legs with mock elegance. Good, oh, and buy me something tasty at the rest stop. I think that's fair compensation for trauma. He groaned. You're unbelievable. She smiled knowingly. That's why you love me. Big bro. By the time the company workshop began, Suji's irritation had faded. The team laughed under the afternoon sun, the air filled with barbecue smoke and summer chatter. She snapped photos, enjoying the calm until a familiar voice cut through the noise. Jaehyeon. She whispered. There he was, executive director CEO Jaehyeon, calm, composed, sleeves rolled up. Miss Cheon Suji, he greeted politely. HR's event is getting great feedback. Before she could reply, a chirpy voice rang out, Executive Director Tilda. Can I join too? Suji froze. Oh no. The new secretary Gong Yunu glided in like a K-drama heroine, hair shining under the sunset. If you hadn't helped me on the zipline earlier, I'd still be stuck up there. Jaehyeon replied flatly, people were waiting. Mr. Chivalry 2025, Suji thought, biting her lip. Why do pretty girls orbit him like he's the sun? As evening fell, everyone gathered around the grill. Laughter, sizzling meat, and the soft glow of lanterns made it feel almost perfect until Suji's phone buzzed. Drink moderately. She blinked. Excuse me, is he micromanaging my liver now? Across the yard, Jaehyeon was chatting with Yeon Hui again. The sight made her blood boil. She raised her glass. Fine, then I'll drink moderately. Fast, another buzz. Stop drinking before I tell Hote. You know you can't handle alcohol. Suji rolled her eyes and typed back, don't worry about me, enjoy dinner with your pretty secretary Tilda. Jaehyeon frowned at his screen. What did I even do this time? Later that night, Suji left the restroom and stopped cold. Jaehyeon stood waiting, arms crossed, the golden hallway light catching his sharp features. Chien Suji, we need to talk. She glanced around nervously. Not here. Too many people. Then the rooftop cafe. 5 minutes, he said, walking off like a man on a mission. When she arrived, the sunset painted the sky in orange and pink. Jaehyun's expression softened as he asked, did seeing me with Yeon Hui bother you that much? Of course it did. She burst out. Wouldn't it bother you too? He exhaled, stepping closer. She's part of the team. It was work, Suji. Her shoulders sagged, but her voice trembled with honesty. I know, I trust you. It's just when other women are near you, it drives me crazy. He smiled faintly and pulled her into his arms. Then don't worry. You're the only one for me. Suji froze mid-embrace. We people can see us. Down below, someone actually dropped their plate. Hoda's jaw hit the floor. Nitrogen monoxide way. And just like that, Suji and Jaehyeon accidentally turned a romantic moment into the company's newest headline. Well, that's one way to go public. The elevator door slid shut, trapping Suji and Jaehyeon in tense silence. Suji fidgeted, her voice barely steady. Jaehyeon, what do we do, I think? Everyone saw us. He exhaled calmly, resting a hand on her head. Don't worry. There are plenty of office couples who got caught. We just have to act natural and let it pass. Suji blinked, horrified. Act natural? She hissed. Those people weren't executives. You're the CEO's right hand, and the real problem is my brother. Hey. SEO Jaehyeon. The shout hit like thunder. Chien-ho-tae stormed toward them, eyes blazing. Without hesitation, he grabbed Jaehyeon by the collar. What kind of relationship do you have with my sister? Jaehyeon stayed calm, though the tension crackled. Ho-tae, I get it. You're angry. But let's not make a scene. We can talk in Seoul. Don't you dare talk like that. Ho-tae roared. She's 10 years younger than you. You're my friend. What the hell are you thinking? Jaehyeon lowered his gaze. I'm sorry. Then break up with her. Ho-tae shouted, voice trembling with fury. But Jaehyeon's reply came firm, unwavering. I can't do that. I'm not dating Suji on a whim. The words hung heavy in the air. For a moment, no one spoke. Finally, Ho-tae pointed at him, eyes cold. I don't care what you say. Don't ever show your face to me again. He stormed off, leaving Suji frozen beside Jaehyeon, her chest tight with guilt and confusion. The rest of the day blurred. Suji moved through the workshop like a ghost, unable to focus. Later, she sat beside her brother in the car, silence thick as the night outside. Finally, she couldn't hold it in anymore. Isn't this hypocritical? You're dating my best friend too. You and Hyuna have the same 10-year age gap. Hoda's knuckles tightened around the wheel. Regardless, SEO Jaehyeon is off limits. Why? Suji demanded. You don't get to just say that. I supported you when you started saying Hyuna, why can't you do the same for me? After a long pause, his voice came low, pained. Because I want you with someone from a normal family. Suji frowned. What does that even mean? He sighed. Jaehyun's father cheated constantly. His mother drank herself half to death. He grew up in chaos. And somehow he survived it all. He's strong, yes, but that kind of pain doesn't fade. Suji sat speechless. For once, she saw her brother not as overprotective, but as someone who'd seen the world hurt someone he cared about. Still, her heart ached. So that's your reason? That's what makes him unworthy? Tears welled in her eyes as her voice broke. You're seriously awful, Chien-ho-tae. I'm saying this because I care about you, he muttered. Save it, she snapped. You don't get to talk about your friend like that. Would Jaehyeon still call you a friend if he knew? Her anger finally boiled over. Forget it. Pull over at the rest stop. Ho-tae glanced at her, wary. Okay, the car rolled to a stop, headlights painting the dark asphalt. Why are you taking your bag? He asked. I'll head back to Seoul on my own, she said firmly, opening the door. What? You're not serious? But she was already walking away. People turned as she stormed across the parking lot, wiping her tears but refusing to look back. Behind her, Ho-tae slammed his hand against the steering wheel. Damn it. Moments later, Suji sat inside the restroom, trembling as she clutched her phone. Jaehyeon? Her voice cracked. Can he pick me up? And that XX rest stop? Hours later, she curled up on her couch, hugging Cloud close. Phew, you're trying to comfort me, huh? She whispered, forcing a small smile. Her thoughts replayed the earlier chaos, Jaehyeon finding her at the rest stop. Jaehyeon walked out of the shower, towel draped around his shoulders, droplets running down his toned chest. Were you playing with Cloud again? He asked softly. Suji smiled faintly. Yeah, just a bit ago, her phone buzzed. Hyuna? She answered, trying to sound composed. Oh my, Miss Suji. Are you mad? Suji's jaw dropped. Since when was I your Miss Suji? Why? You said you gave us your blessing. Didn't you? Her eye twitched. Yeah, well, I take it back. Ooh, why? She froze. Wait, did no one tell her yet? Your boyfriend, my brother, found out I'm dating Jaehyeon. He's totally against it. Wait, seriously? Ho-tae didn't tell me anything. Then let me spell it out, Suji snapped. If you want my blessing, tell him to stay out of my relationship. Until then, we're not friends. Got it? She hung up hard, fuming. Jaehyeon blinked, still holding the towel. So the person Hoda's dating is your friend? Yeah, she groaned. He seriously has no shame. The anger in her eyes melted into something softer. She took a hesitant step toward him, voice trembling. I just wanted to comfort you. He stiffened, startled. Suji, wait. But her warmth pressed closer, the silence between them charged with emotions neither could hide anymore. The room was still heavy with emotion. Suji's cheeks flushed as she whispered, her voice trembling with honesty. She only wanted to be close to Jaehyeon to quiet the ache inside her. Jaehyeon froze, his breath caught. For a moment, even he didn't know what to say. Then his gaze softened. Suji, he said quietly, do as you please. Her heart pounded. She met his eyes, determination shining through the tears. Then I won't hold back, she declared. I'll enjoy every bit of it. The tension grew thick enough to drown in. Jaehyeon tried to keep control, but his breath grew uneven. Suji, stop or else. But she didn't. Her touch pushed him past restraint, and his control shattered completely, the room filled with the weight of emotion neither could hold back. When it was over, silence lingered. Jaehyeon leaned forward, still catching his breath. Are you okay? He asked softly, searching her eyes. Suji placed a hand over her chest, still flushed but smiling faintly. I'm okay, she whispered. Then, without warning, he swept her into his arms. Jaehyeon, she gasped, holding onto his shoulders as he carried her toward the bedroom. His voice dropped, warm yet firm. This time, let me take care of you. I'll make you forget about everything today. And just like that, the tension reignited, gentler now, but deeper. Later, Suji lay beneath him, tears glimmering in her eyes. Today was so hard, she whispered. If you hadn't come for me after I stormed out of Hoda's car. Her voice trembled, but Jaehyun's hand reached up to brush away her tears. It's okay, he said softly. You worked so hard for that workshop. I know better than anyone how much effort you put in. Their lips met again, slow, emotional, real. For a while, the world outside didn't exist. Then his tone shifted, low and teasing. You're already so ready. Did you prepare yourself thinking of me? Her eyes widened, face burning. That's not it, just stop teasing and hurry up. A quiet chuckle escaped him as he leaned closer. Hurry up and what? And just like that, words faded, replaced by the quiet rhythm of two people trying to forget the world. If only for a night, later they lay tangled beneath the blanket. Suji rested against him, peaceful until her phone buzzed. If you don't come home tonight, I'm telling Mom everything. She frowned. Go ahead and try, she muttered. Jaehyeon laughed softly, but his voice turned serious. He's right about one thing, you should go home. You've got work tomorrow. Suji sighed. Yeah, I know. I'm not a kid. I can't just run away forever. He kissed her forehead gently. We'll lay low for a while until he calms down. Her heart ached at his kindness. If he only knew what Hotae really said about him. She thought. Still, she nodded. Okay, but Jaehyeon looked at her, eyes glinting. Then again. Should we go one more time? Cue the classic, oh no, they definitely did. The next morning, peace shattered. Chian Suji. You're grounded. Hoda's roar echoed through the apartment. Stay out of it? I'm moving out. She shot back. Moving out is canceled. Say it again and I'll tell Mom everything. Fine, tell her. Suji yelled, slamming her door. She collapsed onto the floor, groaning. Ooh, great. I made it home, but now tomorrow's work is going to be the real nightmare. Morning came too soon. Under the bright office lights, Suji forced herself through the doors. I have to go to work anyway, she muttered, trying to ignore the stares. As greetings echoed around her, she smiled awkwardly. Good morning. The whispers followed instantly. Isn't that her? The one dating the executive director? She tried to focus, but every glance felt heavier than the last. When her supervisor called, Miss Cheon, please print the data from the Ministry of Labor. Suji nodded quickly, relieved for an excuse to escape. In the printing room, Junggeun greeted her with a bright smile. Suji, hey! But then another coworker approached with that too friendly tone. So, why did you lie about not having a boyfriend at dinner? I was a little hurt, you know? Suji stiffened. Ah. At the printer, Suji froze as her coworker leaned in and whispered, Hey, you haven't heard? There's a rumor you're dating the executive director. Her eyes widened. That's a thing now? She stammered, forcing a laugh. The coworker smirked. Come on, everyone's talking about it. Before she could respond, a sharp voice cut through the air. As her boss walked off, Suji clenched her clipboard. Why does she always pick on me? Then her phone buzzed. Jaehyeon, meet me at the emergency stairs at 3, she typed back carefully. I'm busy today. Let's meet later. Too many eyes were on her. Even after work, her brother Hoda's constant surveillance made secret meetings nearly impossible, following him down the hall. Suji sighed. Does he seriously have a tracking chip on me? Then his phone rang. Yes, Mr. Department Head. What? The server's down? He glanced at her. You go home first. I'll call later to make sure you're there. No funny business. Suji rolled her eyes. Ooh, whatever. Perfect. Thanks for leaving me unsupervised. The second he was gone, she dialed quickly. Appa? Jaehyun's warm voice came through. Suji, it's good to hear you. Her face lit up. I can come over right now. But his reply caught her off guard. I have plans with my father tonight. Her smile faltered. Oh, maybe later then? I'll call you after, he said before hanging up. She stared at the blank screen, sighing. Plans with his father? Sure, still, the thought of going straight home felt like such a waste. Her imagination sparked. What if I surprise him? Maybe cook something? And just like that, her mind jumped to a cliché straight out of a rom-com, the naked apron. Thanks, Internet. Humming to herself, she walked off cheerfully, groceries swinging. Perfect. I'll make him something tasty for when he gets home. But then she stopped mid-step. Wait, Cloudy? Her eyes widened. Up ahead stood Jaehyeon, leash in hand. Didn't he say he was with his father? And beside him, a little girl holding his hand. Suji froze behind a pillar, her pulse racing. The girl looked up at him with innocent eyes. I like Daddy, she said softly, but I'm sad I can't see Daddy every day. Daddy? Jaehyeon smiled gently, patting her head. Was our Yerin that sad? Yeah. The girl replied, hugging him tight. Then she pointed straight at Suji. That's Mommy, Mommy. A woman approached, smiling warmly at Jaehyeon and the child. Suji's breath caught. The three of them together looked like a perfect family. No way, Jaehyeon Appa has a kid? Her mind spiraled. Is he married? Was I? The other woman? Tears blurred her vision. Clutching her grocery bags, she bit her lip hard. Under the fading light, her world crumbled in silence. Then an old memory surfaced. Her senior year, the night Hotae had brought Jaehyeon home from Seoul. She'd overheard them talking through the door. How old is she? 29. Marriage? Of course not. Her heart had stopped. Then what about the baby? She's keeping it, Jaehyeon said flatly. She raised it on her own. Suji had stood frozen outside that door. Realizing even then he'd already changed someone's life forever, now. Years later, tears streamed down her face as the truth resurfaced. She crouched by a pillar, sobbing, the groceries spilling from her hands. Later that night, her apartment door creaked open. Suji, you're home. Hotae called out casually. Knock first. She snapped, throwing a pillow. He blinked. Were you crying? What's it to you? Just leave me alone. He sighed. Fine, fine. I'm out. Once alone, her phone buzzed again. Our baby must have been tired. Appa just got home. Good night. Her chest tightened. You liar. She whispered. I saw it with my own eyes. Moments later, she stormed out of her room, her expression cold and resolved. Hotae, I need to talk. He turned, mug in hand. What now? You said I could move out. Let's look at places tomorrow. He frowned. Are you crazy? I told you, not until I approve of you too. Suji's voice trembled, but her eyes didn't waver. Then I'll break up with Jaehyeon oppa, she said softly. So let me move out. The words hung heavy in the quiet kitchen. For once, even Hotae couldn't find anything to say. And that's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed this recap and want to see what happens next, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss the upcoming parts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading everything and your support really helps this channel grow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.